Hello, my sexy iFunny weebs. I'm gonna walk you guys through my manga collection, even though I think some of you have seen it, but nevertheless, I'm going to show it to you. This video is brought to you in part by 1800 Tequila. It gives me the courage to make this video. Now that I have taken my shot of confidence, let's get started. I have collected Tokyo Ghoul in its completion. In fact, Tokyo Ghoul was the very first manga I started. I bought the whole first season in bulk, so all the way up to volume 14. It came in one nice fat fucking package. And yeah, and then after that I bought the next 6 of Re, and then from 7 onward I had to buy it monthly because I was up to date at the time. So yeah, first series of my collection. Next up is the Monogatari series. This is one of my favorite fucking anime of all time. I watched it, I thought it was like watching a fever dream, it fit my aesthetic, and so I decided to get the novels since it's from a series I love so much. I have the series 1 box set, and then I collected season 2 individually, and I still have a few more volumes to get. Alright, the next up is the series Planets. Planets was the first kind of quote-unquote obscure anime that I saw, and it turned out to be really fucking amazing. So when I noticed that there was a manga available for it, I just had to pick it up, and the manga is top tier too. I read straight through it. It was fucking amazing, even though it's slightly different from the anime, but it's incredible. Also, it's the same author as Vinland Saga. The more you know. Alright, I'm pretty sure the next manga I got my the next manga I got my hands on was Levius. I have not read this yet or seen the anime, but the artwork is top tier. It is absolutely top tier, and from what I know, it's basically steampunk boxing. So it's not. So think of like Megalobox, but like, I don't know, old. In my opinion, this is not a series that you should pass up. Even though, like, yeah, the anime is animated by Polygon, so it's CGI, but like for me, that's not a deterrent, and neither should it be for you. Like, I don't know, check it out. I think around this time, I also started collecting Berserk. Where to even start with this series? This has become like a love child to me. I love this series. The anime was great, the music was great, and just the story is amazing. I intend to keep collecting this series if that's if Miura decides to stop playing fucking Idol Girls, then he might finish the series. But yeah, if you have not read or watched Berserk yet, you need to get into this. Also, this isn't Berserk related, but later on this year, the Hellsing series is going to release a manga, I guess, deluxe edition that's just like this, like a big collectible book. I intend to pick that up as well. Maybe you guys gonna get into that. Maybe pre-order. I don't know. That's your fucking choice. But yeah, Berserk. I still have 2 more volumes to get updated on. Like, fuck, that alcohol is really kicking in. Anyhow. The next series I got around Christmas, last Christmas. My dad got it for me. It's this Gantz omnibus. I put it on my wish list for him, so he got it for me. I don't know jack shit about this series. Apparently it's pretty good. I had a conversation about it with some skinny weeb at Barnes & Noble, and he was like really excited about it, so I guess I have a lot to look forward to with this series. It's pretty thick. Like, this is a little thicker than each individual Berserk volume, and this is just the first omnibus. That's a funny word. So I don't know when I'm gonna read this. Probably after I read a series I'm gonna show you guys later on in this video. But yeah, this is a Gantz, and it's published by Dark Horse. Yeah, pick up Gantz if you want to make a manga collection, probably. Next up is Finland Saga. I don't think I have to say too much about this. I haven't read this yet, but I know it's very popular. It's maybe, I guess it's like the Viking series, but in anime manga form. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I still need to keep collecting it though, and I try not to read my manga until I've collected a good chunk of it. Yeah, so this is Vinland Saga. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Vinland Saga. Alright, what we have here is Aka 13. I actually have a lot to say about this series. This anime and this manga is really fucking sexy, and by that I mean this series is the embodiment of smooth jazz and suede. Watching the anime, it was so comfortable. The music was perfect. It was jazzy, and it had like this government conspiracy plot that I really got into, and I fell in love with this series. This anime is actually in my top 5 favorite of all time, if not my top 3. Aka 13. I really encourage you to guys to check it out, maybe get the manga, and I feel like I've publicized this series on iFunny before, so maybe you guys are already familiar with it. I don't know. But yeah, Aka 13. I fucking love it. Right, the next series I have is Blade of the Immortal. I'm currently on this volume here. They're all pretty thick. I've collected the whole series. Apparently, I found out that this volume 7 was really hard to get a hold of at the time when I got it. Right now, they're making reprints of this, so it shouldn't be an issue. But this is like a classic samurai story. The only other thing I can compare this to is maybe Samurai Champloo, but this series takes itself much more seriously. It's much more of a gritty plot. And I guess it's more realistic. I really enjoy this, though I do have to take breaks because it's a long series. And apparently there's an OVA for this set, which I intend to watch. So if you guys are into like anime that like have a realistic, like feudal Japan kind of scenario, I encourage you guys to check this series out. It's not going to disappoint you, I promise. This here is a series called Knights of Cydonia. I have not read this, and I have not watched it yet. This anime is on my watch list, and I think the only reason why I picked this up was because I saw it in a Barnes & Noble, and I was like, hey, that's on my watch list, and you know, I impulse bought it. But needless to say, I am still very excited for this series. It's I really love sci-fi, so this is something I'm really looking forward to. Another series by this author is called Blame. It has like the same master edition, like tall book layout. I intend to get that as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I hope it meets my expectations. Alright, this here is a light novel, or it's just a novel. I'm currently reading it. If you can probably see my bookmark in there. It's called The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. This is actually also a movie, and I think it's in some way related to the anime series called the Tatami Galaxy. And in my opinion, if you're going to be, you know, a true an anime veteran or a weeb veteran, you have to have some hidden gems under your belt. And the Tatami Galaxy and this series here, The Night is Short, is something you should have under your belt. So at least go and check out the animes for those. But yeah, so this is The Night is Short. This here is a shoujo series. I don't know how you say that, but it's a series called Kimi ne Todoke. It's basically a romance series. When it comes to romance, I know most of you have probably seen maybe Clanad. I know a lot of you have seen Toradora, but Kimi ne Todoke is a little bit more obscure than that. I'm pretty sure a lot less of you have seen it, and for a while it was my favorite romance anime until I saw Meisen Ikaku, which is an anime and manga series from the 80s. But yeah, so I encourage you guys to maybe check out this series. I know a lot of you haven't seen it. It's very cute and it's very awkward, and I feel like a lot of you guys will like it. Here we have Ajin, however you say it. This is the series I most recently bought. There's like a lot more volumes left in it. I'm currently reading this. I don't know what I think of the series yet. I'd have to read a little bit more. I feel like I'm a bit too early to have a strong opinion on it, though the concept, I'm not going to spoil, but I find the concept interesting, though I will say outright, it's so far not my favorite series I've got into, but I'm gonna buy the rest of it and read it and watch it and probably give my opinion on it. So what we have here is Ajin Demi-Human. This is a series called Maggie. I've read all 3 of these, though I'm pretty sure there's 30 to 40 something volumes in the series, so I have a lot more to collect. But I'm actually really into this series. I'm excited to read more, and I'm excited to watch the anime on it. This is a shonen series, and I know shonen tends to be a bit repetitive, but this series is pretty good, and I'm looking forward to see more. I encourage you guys to maybe get into it, but I'm pretty sure this series is pretty big. You know, shonen isn't really my cup of tea, but like I like this series. It's pretty good. So this is Maggie. Alright, before I get into this series here, I know a lot of you have heard of it. Besides the fact that I do have a manga collection, I've read also a lot of manga online as well. Manga that are obviously that I don't have here. And so like I have a rule of thumb, like if I absolutely love a series, you know, I'll buy it. But this was one of the first manga that I actually bought physically and started reading it first, then as opposed to reading a little bit online first and then buying it. That was actually what I did with Tokyo Ghoul, and I have to say The Promised Neverland is one of the best manga I've read in a while. I have not seen the anime yet, but I'm pretty far ahead. I need to get volume 12, 13, and 14, also 15, since that's out. But so I am currently ahead of the anime only people, and this series is just really good. I'm really into it, and I'm very excited to read more. So yeah, as far as I can tell, that's my manga collection. I'll just do a quick pan, or whatever you call it. And there you have it. Hope you guys found that interesting.